Howdy creatives, Tunji from Ceasar Graphics. Welcome to my channel. I am your host. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to create action movie poster. Now if you need the exercise file, simply make use of the link in the description section of this video. I'm going to teach you guys how to color grade, how to blend images, and more. So sit back, relax, and keep watching. Okay, so I'm going to create a new document now. I'm going to click on file and I'm going to select new. I'm going to tag this Insider because that's the title of the movie. And my width is going to be 890. Height is going to be 1113. And my resolution is going to be 72. All right. So for those of you wondering why I'm using this frame size, all right, I'm planning to post this on my Instagram account. So I am using the Instagram portrait frame size here. All right. So I'm going to leave every other settings the way they are, and I'm going to click on the create button. All right. So it's time for us to start dragging exercise file in the document. So I'm going to start with the heavy smoke image here now. And I'm going to make this real big. And this is going to be somewhere around here, like that. All right. And I'm going to create a new layer and call this layer brush smoke, like that. All right. Then I'm going to select the brush tool, go to my brush settings here and make sure I'm on the soft round brush. All right. And I'm going to make my transfer check here, and my control is going to be on pen pressure. All right. Now, if you don't have a graphics tablet, you need to turn this off and make your flow. You can make your flow 8. All right. You can make it 8 or 11, and you're still going to achieve the same move that I'm about to apply now. So, but because I have a graphics tablet, I'm going to turn this back to 100 and check my transfer. Now, for those of you wondering why are we doing this, now it's always good for you to control the strength of the brush yourself. All right. So so that's the reason why I decided to make all this move here. So I'm going to hold on Alt and sample a color from this side of my project, and I'm going to increase my brush size and gently apply the brush to the scene like that. All right. So I'm going to just apply it to the project just like that. Okay. Yeah, this is good. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is to drag the image of the building. So I'm going to move this here like that. Okay. And I'm going to make a copy of this. And this should come right here and go up a bit like that. All right. And I'm going to activate the free transform, and I'm going to just, adjust this way. That's good. I shift selected the two layers. So I'm going to hit Ctrl G now and call these buildings. One of the reasons why I always like to put my layers in a group is so as to help the look of my layer panel. So I'm going to select the brush tool and make sure that my foreground here is set to black. Then I'm going to select the thumbnail of my layer mask here and reduce my brush size. My transfer is still checked, and make sure your flow is on 11 if you don't have a graphics tablet. All right, but if you have a graphics tablet, just follow what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to gently take this out from here like that. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to activate levels and say I only want my levels to affect this layer here. So I'm going to just click on the clip icon here, and I'm going to make this darker like that. So I'm going to make it darker. Then the other thing I'm going to do is to use hue saturation to turn the color to black and white. So I'm going to move this down like that. Go back to levels here. All right. And just push this in like so. Now this is beautiful. So we can just increase the brightness of this a bit. The brightness of it. All right. This is good. Then the other thing I'm going to do now is to drag the image of the helicopter or the chopper. So I'm going to drag that and drop here, and I'm going to reduce the size of this like that, like so, and just move this here like that. All right. Then I'm going to make the same move again, hue saturation, dial down the saturation, and levels again. Click on the clip icon, and then I'm going to move this to the, I mean, sorry, it should be this. Let's just add a bit brightness to it and just move this in like that. Move this here. This is okay like that. And I am going to move this up. Let's just move everything up a bit because we're still going to add other elements to the project. So I'll go back to the exercise file again and move this and drag here. So this time I'm going to add the layer mask to this. All right. And hit Control I to reverse the mask. Let's just move this down here. Then I'm going to switch to white here and select the brush tool because white is what we're going to be using to bring back the layer. So I'm going to just gently make sure you're on the brush tool here. Okay. So I'm going to just gently apply this like that. All right. I'm going to make it very light. And this is the advantage of activating the transfer and also adjusting your flow. So I'm going to make sure, I want to adjust the size of the image. So I'm going to take out the chain connecting or holding the layer mask and the layer. All right. So because I don't want to affect the layer mask, I only want to adjust the image. So I need to take out the chain connecting the or holding the two thumbnails together. So I'm going to activate the free transform now and make this a bit bigger like that. And this is excellent. So I'm going to activate the chain again and select the layer mask of the heavy smoke layer. Select the brush tool and switch to black here because I'm seeing some errors here. So I'm going to take that out like that. All right. So yeah, this is beautiful. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to drag the image of my character. All right. So I'm going to drag the image. I'm going to start with this and I'm going to make this big like that. And this should be somewhere here. Then I'm going to drag the other image in. So I'm going to push this down like that and move this here. And this should be behind this. Yeah, so I'm going to just reduce I'm going to scale it down a bit like that. And this should move up a bit like so. Okay. So for my chopper here, I'm losing the image. So I'm going to activate the free transform and just scale this down. And let's see if I move everything here down. Let's see if I move it down like that. Yeah, this is okay. All right. Then the other thing I'm going to do again is to drag and drop the heavy smoke image again. I'm going to do that now by dragging and dropping here. I'm going to make this bigger like that. All right. And I'm going to add a layer mask again and hit Control I to reverse the mask and select the brush tool. And I'm going to just bring back the smoke. Now make sure make sure your foreground is set to white. And I'm going to just bring back the smoke like that. So let's just bring back the smoke here, bring it back here like that. Let's just bring it back here like so. All right. Now this is it. Okay. So one other thing I'm going to do again now is to add curve. And because I really want to create what I call vignette, I really want people's focus to be on the subjects here. Right? So I'm going to just drag this down and move this down like that. And I'm going to hit Control I to reverse the mask. And I am going to make sure that my foreground here is still set to white. And I'm going to just apply the curve back to the scene like that. Because I'm going to be adding some fire image here. So I want this side to be darker. All right. For this building here, I think I should just move this, not this, this. All right. Now that's one thing about working on movie posters. In fact, it's not only movie posters. When it comes to working on design projects, you need to always go back to what you've already worked on to see how you can move them around and make them fit well on your project. And that's what I'm trying to do here because I noticed that this building here is not really looking the way I want it to look. All right, then this is good. So I'm going to just move this down a bit like that. All right, this is good. Then I think I still need to make a copy again. Let's just make more copy of the building because this side of my project is looking too empty. So I'm going to move this here and activate the free transform, move this down and move this in like that and just position this somewhere around here. And I'm going to reduce the opacity like so and add a layer mask to it. Then I'm going to select the brush tool and I'm going to just switch to black here and take this out. Just fade it out a bit. All right. Fade it out a bit, not so much like that. And then we'll make it go down a bit. All right. So I tampered with the wrong layer. So I'm going to move this back here. All right. I'm going to move it back here and activate the free transform and just move this out like that. All right. Yeah, I think it's making sense now. For this, I'm going to click on the clip icon because I only want this to affect this layer here. So I'm going to just push this down like that. Move this down just like so. All right. Yeah, this is good. Okay. Now, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to add depth of field to the image on the background because I don't want the image to, to take more attention. So then I'm going to go straight to the folder of the building. I'm going to start with this. So I'll go to filter, blur gallery, and select field blur here. So I'm going to reduce my blur strength to let's make it 3. And I'm going to select the OK button. Then I'm going to do the same move with, I'm going to apply the same move to these two building here. So I'll go to filter, then blur gallery and select field blur. Then I'm going to reduce the blur strength here to, let's just make the blur strength 4. Let's make this 4. And I'm going to select the OK button. Then I'll make the same move to this. Again, go to filter, blur gallery and select field blur. This should be 4 also. Let's just make this 4. All right. Yeah. Then I'm going to select the OK button. So for the chopper, we need to do the same move. So I'm going to select the chopper layer and I'll go to filter, blur gallery and select field blur again. I'm going to reduce the blur strength to, let's just make it 3. And I'm going to select the OK button. It's making sense now. Okay, so for this side of my project, I feel like you just make this more darker and or maybe let's just do it this way. I'm going to hold down Alt and click on the new layer icon and call this brush because I really want to add more depth. So I'm going to call it brush depth. So the project, all right, select the OK button, select the brush tool and make sure this is set to black. And I'm going to make sure on my brush settings here, I'm under my brush tip, I'm still on the soft round brush and my transfer is checked. All right, so I'm going to just gently apply this here like that. All right, and I'm going to hold down Alt and sample a color from here and make this side, let's just make this side brighter because I really want the gun to show. All right, I want people to see the gun like that. All right. And the other thing I'm going to do again is to add the smoke image again. So I'm going to just drag that and drop here. But this time, this is going to be above the image of my characters here. And I'm going to reduce the opacity just like so. And I'm going to add a layer mask to this and hit Ctrl I to reverse the mask. And I'm going to select the brush tool. And I'm going to switch to white here because I really want to have that smoke back to the scene. All right. I'll just gently apply this here. All right. Then the other thing I'm going to do again is to create separation between the two characters here. So I'm going to make a copy of this and I'm going to select the layer mask and apply the color of my background by hitting Control Backspace. And this should be here. All right. Then I'm going to select the thumbnail of the layer mask and increase the opacity a bit. All right, because I really want to create that separation here. So then I'm going to switch to white. Make sure your foreground is set to white here. And I'm going to apply We can even increase the opacity more. Now, I'm having this issue here that I need to fix. So I'm going to break the chain holding the thumbnail, the two thumbnails together. Then I'm going to make sure I'm on the thumbnail of the image and activate the free transform and then make this big like that. All right. Then I'm going to activate the chain again and reduce the opacity a bit. Then I'm going to select the thumbnail of the layer mask, switch to black here, and take this out from here like that. All right. So then I want this side of the smoke to be a bit brighter. All right. So I'm going to activate levels and click on the clip icon because I only want this to affect the circle, the smoke. No, the smoke. Separating the two characters. All right. Then I'm going to move this up like that. All right. Move this up here like that. Now this is beautiful. Now the interesting part is what I'm about to do now, which is the color grading. All right. So I'm going to select the layer of the this character here. The brightness of this image here is different from this. So we need to balance this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate levels now and click on the clip icon because I only want this to affect the layer of this character here. Then I'm going to move from here up like that. All right. I'm going to move here to increase the brightness a bit. And I'm going to hit Control I to reverse the mask or the layer mask. And I'm going to reduce my brush size and move to switch to white. All right. Switch my foreground to white. And I'm going to zoom in like that and just apply my brush to the layer mask to bring back the levels. So I'm going to be very fast with this. All right. Now, please, when you're doing this, avoid making this touch the outfit of the subjects. All right. Really trying to make the image brighter, the skin, all right, bright. All right. So I need to go back to this because I can see that smoke on the neck of my subject here. So I need to take that out. So I'm going to switch to black now and just gently take it out from the neck like that. All right. Then yeah. So let's start with the making the color pop. All right. So I want to have this orange feel on the skin of my characters here. So I'm going to start with the use of color balance. So I am going to select the color balance here and click on the clip icon because I only want this to affect the layer of my subject here. And I'm going to move this. All right. Now, for those of you who are good at mixing colors, all right, I am sure this part is going to be very easier for you to achieve. All right. You know, when you mix yellow and red, it gives you orange. All right. And that's the same thing I want to achieve here. So I want to achieve the orange color. So I'm going to add yellow. All right. And red like that. All right. Okay. So let's just make it 34, 30, let's make it 35, 35. Should be minus 35. Beautiful. Now, that's on the mid-tone. Okay. Then for the shadow, I'm just going to add just red and nothing else. Just red. All right. Now I'm going to make the red just, let's make it 5. All right. Yeah, that's good. Then I'm going to add selective color and click on the clip icon here and go under neutrals here. All right. Because I only want this to affect the skin. So I'm going to be on the neutral and I am going to add red to the skin. All right. So the opposite of cyan here is red. The opposite of magenta here is blue, while the opposite of yellow here is green. So I'm only going to tamper with the cyan side here. So if I move to this side here, I'm adding red to the project. So I'm going to move this to this side. Now you see we're beginning to see that orange color on the skin of our subject. And I think this is okay. All right. I like it this way. Now let's fix this. So we're seeing this all over our character, but we only want this to be on the skin. So first I'm going to duplicate the levels, all right, the layer marks of the levels and apply it to the color balance and the selective color. So I'm going to hold on Alt, drag and drop here, do the same move again, drag and drop here like that. Now we still need to go back and fix things here. All right. So I am going to turn this off first. Then come right here, select the brush tool, make sure that your foreground is set to white, and I'm going to add the color balance back to the same, like that. Now please avoid making this touch the hair. All right, don't make it touch the hair. All right, and I'm gonna add it to this side. So I'm using the X key on my keyboard to switch from white to black here. So instead of using this, the shortcut is X. All right. So I'm switching to white now, and I'm going to add this back to the same, like that. So now there's a small challenge here. I noticed that my color balance is touching the shadow part on the face. So we need to fix that. So how do we do that? We need to use the blend if option here. So I'm going to double click on the color balance layer to activate my layer style here. I'm going to move from here down to take out the color balance from the shadow part on the skin, and I'm going to smooth this by holding on Alt and break the slider here and move this a bit to this side and move this to this side. All right, now you see we're beginning to see the shadow, the real color of the shadow on the skin of our character. So I'm going to move this here and select the OK button, and I'm going to hold on Alt and paste the layer mask of the color balance and apply it to the selective adjustment. So I'm going to hold on Alt and do that now. Holding on Alt now, and I'm going to release my mouse when I'm on the layer mask of the selective adjustment layer mask here. So I'm going to activate that now, and now you see that we now have the same layer mask from the color balance on the selective color. So we're going to do the same move again. Double click on the layer to activate the layer style, and I'm going to move from this side here because I want to take the selective color out from the shadow. So I'm going to move this to this side and select the OK button. All right. Then for the eye of my subject here, we need to fix the color. So all right, we need to fix the color. So I'm going to reduce my brush size and switch to black here, and then take the color balance out from the eyes of my subjects here. All right. So I'll do the same move here. Take it out like that. All right. Yeah, this is good. So yeah. Then the other thing I'm going to do again now is to activate black and white, and click on the clip icon to apply this to just only the layer of this character here. And I'm going to move this back because I really want my shadow to be much more stronger. And I'm going to move this up here and change my blend mode here to soft light. Then I'm going to double click on the layer of the black and white to activate my layer style here, because I want to take this out from the mid-tone and apply this to just only the shadow now. All right, so I'm going to move from here to this side. All right, this is part of the ways that you add depth to your project. All right, so I'm going to hold on Alt and split the slider and move this to this side and move this more to this side like that, and hit the OK button. So let's see the before and after. This is the before, and this is the after. So we can even reduce the opacity. So for the levels here, I'm thinking of making this more brighter like that. Yeah. So this is it. All right. So let's do the same move to this character here. Select the black and white adjustment and hold down Shift and select the levels. Then I'm going to drag this and drop on the new layer icon here, and drag this and place this above the layer of this my subject here. Then I'm going to hold on Alt, place my mouse in between the two layers, and clip this inside the layer of this my subject here. I want to be able to control the adjustment layers or on the skin of my character here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply black to the layer mask of these three adjustment layers to hide them. Then I'm going to use my brush tool to bring them back. So I'm going to hold on Alt and apply black to the layer mask like that. backspace. Yeah. Now I'm going to select the brush tool. So I'm going to start with the levels. Actually, we don't need the levels, all right? So I'm going to start with the color balance because the brightness of the image is perfect. So I'm going to select the brush to now increase my brush size and go to my brush tip. Make sure I'm on the sovereign brush, and I'm going to bring this back to the face. Now make sure your foreground is set to white, and I'm going to apply this to the skin of my subject here. So yeah, so I'm going to go to the black and white adjustment here, and I'll go under property because I really want this jacket of this character here to be darker. So I'm going to move this more in like that, and let's just go straight to the layer style because I think the adjusting of this is too much. All right, so I'm going to fix that now by hitting the OK button like that. Now we need to reduce the hue saturation of this by selecting the layer of the subject and go to the hue saturation here and adjust the saturation. All right, because I really want this to look similar to this. All right, so I'm going to just, in terms of the color, so I'm going to move this down like that, and I think this is okay. Then the other thing that we need to fix here is if you look at the color of my subject here, looks as if the color balance on this character here is stronger than this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hide the selective color and I'll go straight under the color balance here, and I'm going to turn off the selective color here also and use that to fix this. So now look at this. The yellow is too much, so I'm going to just dial the yellow in and reduce the red also. Now you see we're beginning to get the same color from this character here. So I'm going to activate the selective color on this now and activate the selective color on this, and you see that the colors now blend. I'm sure the tutorial is making sense to you. Now you need to hit the subscribe button because I'm going to be doing more of this and I'm going to be posting it on my channel. So in order for you not to miss this, kindly click the notification bell so you get notified when I post my tutorials. And if you like this video, remember to hit the like button and also share this with other creatives. So let's continue. All right, so we need to take out the color balance from the eye of our subject here. So I'm going to reduce my brush size and make sure this is set to black. And I'm going to take this out from the eyes of my subject. And I'll go straight under the selected color and do the same move again. I'm going to make this, I'm going to increase this. All right. All right. Then I'm going to create a new layer again. All right. And I am going to hold down Alt and sample a color from here. Then increase my brush size. Now this should be below this. All right. So I'm just going to gently apply the brush to this side of the project like so. All right. Now let's see. Yeah, this is good. This is good. All right. Now, the other thing I'm going to do now is to start adding my light effect here. So I'm going to start with this. So I'm going to drag this and drop here. And I'm going to hit the enter key, change my blend mode here to screen, activate the free transform, make this smaller, then rotate it this way. And this should be here. All right. And hit the enter key. Then I'll go to filter, blur gallery, and select the fill blur. My blur strength is going to be let's use 9. All right, then I'm going to select the OK button. Let's activate the free transform again on the layer and make this smaller. All right, so this should be here. I'll make a copy of this and this should be here. I'm going to close this. I'll copy again. This should be here like that. All right, so these are going to be like an explosion, all right, like fire. All right, so that's what I'm trying to achieve here. So I'm going to create a new layer now by holding on Alt and clicking on the new layer icon and call this fire depths. All right, and I'm going to select the OK button, then double click on the layer to activate the layer style, and I am going to change my blend mode here to color dodge and turn off transparency and select the OK button. Then I'm going to switch to yellow here. All right, I'm going to choose yellow, or let's just call it orange. All right, yeah, that's good. And I'm going to select my brush to here, go to my brush settings, make sure I'm on the soft round brush, and I'm going to zoom in. Let's just make this a bit brighter. All right, and I am going to gently apply this here. All right, so this is going to serve more like a bouquet. All right, so I'm going to make this yellow and just apply this here. But let us make this bigger. All right, and this is going to be here. And I'm going to do the same thing here, here, like that. So let's just place some little lights here, like that. All right, so I'm going to add more brush to this side here. Select the brush tool and increase my brush size here, like that. And I'm going to gently apply that somewhere here. Yep, like that. Okay, then the other thing I'm going to do is I am going to put everything here in a group. So I'll hit Ctrl G and call this fire. All right, or we can even call it explosion, anyway, but I prefer the fire. All right, so I am going to let's make more copies of this. All right, I'm going to make a copy of this. I'm going to activate the free transform on this and push this down, move this out like that. Yes, and this should go up a bit like so. Yeah, that's good. All right, then I'm gonna add the fire image now. So I'm gonna drag this again and drop here, and this time I'm gonna increase this and rotate it this way and move this here. Then I'm gonna change my blend mode here to screen and add a layer mask to this. Select the brush tool, increase the brush size, and take this out. All right, take it out from there. You can even still activate the free transform on this and just move this here. Select the brush tool and take this out. All right, then I'm going to drag again the image of the fire, and this time I am going to make this real big, and this should be somewhere here, and I'm going to rotate it this way. So this should be here. I think I over scale it, so this should be here, and I'll change the blend mode of this to screen. All right, then I'm seeing red color here. I don't want the fire to come in red, so I'm going to select hue saturation here and click on the clip icon because I only want this to affect this layer here. All right, so I'm going to click on this hand tool here and pick this color here to affect just only the red color. All right, then I'm going to move this till I see the yellow color like that. All right, yeah, this is good. Okay, yeah, this is beautiful. All right, then I'm not really feeling this, so I'm going to delete this. All right, then I'll drag the image again and drop. Yeah, so move this way, or you know what, we don't even need to drag and drop. So I'm going to make a copy of this. All right, and I am going to move this here, activate the free transform, and move this here like that. All right, so let's add the light fire particles. All right, so I'm going to drag and drop here like that and change the blend mode of this to screen and activate the free transform and make this smaller. We'll show this here and make a copy again. Move this here, rotate it with free transform and make a copy again. All right, so then still on the smoke particle image, I'm going to make a copy of this and make this bigger. All right, because there's something I'm about to do now and I need to make this big. All right, so I'm going to right click on the layer and rasterize this because I want to convert this to black and white. So I'm going to hit Ctrl Shift and U to convert that to black and white, and that should be somewhere here. Then I'll go to filter now, blur, and select motion blur. and this should face this angle like that, and just make this 8. All right, so this should be here like that, and I'm seeing some white color on the image, so I'm gonna activate levels to dial the or to remove the white color. So I'm gonna move from here down like that and move this here. All right, that's good. So I'm gonna make a copy of this, and this can be somewhere here like that, and I'm gonna add a layer mask to this. Select the brush tool, and maybe I'll stick this out like that. All right, then I'm gonna put this in a group again. So I'll call this fire plus dust. Add a sniper target here. So I'm gonna drag that and drop here like that and make this bigger like that. All right, and I'm going to right click and rasterize this because it's a smart object, so I want to take that off from being a smart object and hit Ctrl I to inverse the image, and I'm going to change my blend mode here to screen. Then this should be behind the layer of my characters here. So you know what, let's just put the two characters in a group because it's always good to make a layer panel neat. All right, so I'm going to call these characters. I'm going to reduce the opacity of this a bit like that. All right, then let's go straight to camera raw. All right, so I'm going to hold down Ctrl Shift Alt and E, and this is what we're going to be doing the final color grading. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to convert this to a smart object. All right, now the advantage of converting it to a smart object is just in case I'm not really okay with the adjustments that I make on the image with camera raw, so I can just quickly go back and then tweak the adjustment and make it look the way I want it. All right, now here we are now in camera raw, and I'm going to go straight under my color temperature here and just add a warm color to the project like that. And for my exposure here, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to go straight under my contrast. So I'm going to make my contrast 7 like that, and highlight is going to go down a bit like so. Then shadow, yeah, I need to just add more shadow. All right, I want my shadow to be more stronger. Then that's for that. Then I'm going to increase the vibrance. All right, now the vibrance is similar to the saturation here. So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to go straight under details. I'm going to make this more sharper. All right, the image, I'm going to make it sharper like that. And for my color mixture here, all right, then I need to reduce the orange because I noticed I'm having too much orange on the project. And for my red here, I'm going to reduce the red because I still don't want too much red on the fire. All right, I'm going to reduce that light. So I'm going to close this. Then I'll go straight on the split tone here. So I'm going to add blue. All right, touch of blue green to my to the shadow here. So I'm going to move this to this side here, and I'm going to go straight under the blue green here because this is one of the ways. Or let's make it blue. All right, so this is going to give it the movie poster feel. So this is going to be here. All right, then I'm going to go under effect here. I'm going to add vignette to this, and I am going to add more grain. All right, I'm going to add grain to this, which is noise. All right, and yeah, so let's see. Yeah, this is good. This is good. So for my color mixer here, I'm thinking of adding more orange, all right, to the projects to make the color pop. And for my yellow here, let's put the yellow to be -3. All right, let's make the yellow -3. Yeah, let's see if we add more warm color, see what we're gonna get. And I think this is perfect. All right, let's play with the curve. All right, yeah, so for the curve, I'm just gonna move this down like that. Okay, yeah, this is better. So I'm going to select the OK button, and let's see the before and after. All right, so this is the after and this is the before. Now you said the difference is clear. All right, so let's start adding our text. All right, then I'm going to be very fast with this because I don't want the video to take forever. So the font I'm using for the title here is called the Aerostyle Extended 2. So I am going to call this Insiders. All right. Then I'm going to change the color of this to black. Or let's just use this color here. So I've added the text, all right, and the same font is what I use here. Now this image here is called the movie credits, so I got this from Google, so you can always go there and get this image here, all right. So for the color grading, I think I just still need to make this look more cooler, all right. So I am going to start with the color mixer here, and I'll go under hue here, and I really want to have that orange on the skin of my subject. All right, I want to have that, orange color here. And so for the basic here under my color temperature here, I'm just going to move this down to let's reduce this because I think the yellow is too much on the project. All right, so I think this is better, and then I'm going to increase the vibrance, all right, to make the color pop, and I'm going to select the OK button. So I think I prefer it to the before look. All right, yeah, so this is the final project. Wow, I'm glad you made it to the end of this tutorial. I can wait to see your version of this tutorial. So if you're able to achieve this, kindly post it on your Instagram page and remember to tag me. My Instagram handle is at Ceasar Graphix. And if you have not subscribed, remember to hit the subscribe button and also remember to click the post notification bell so you get notified when I post my tutorials. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.